First of all, before we get into it, love the kit.
Thanks. Had to go Angel City. You guys were talking new signing, the teenager with her, right? Earlier today? Yeah, big news for Angel City. They're just like getting younger and younger, their roster. So I had to rock the crew.
I found out Lee Wynn, my former teammate, is an assistant at Angel City.
Yeah, there you go.
And I was like, let's go.
Yeah, they're stacked on both sides of it, right? Roster side and in their front office too.
Yeah,
they have
coaching
a lot
staff
of good,
is
They have
strong.
a lot of good pieces.
Now, can they just start winning? Is that possible?
Yes, they need to just win.
Hey, 2 weeks.
Here.
2 weeks
Lee.
today, NWSL gets going.
They finished strong. Come on now. I'm optimistic. Anyway.
Go Gotham.
Let's chat WSL.
Go Bats.
Let's chat about this Chelsea-Manchester United match, okay? The big storyline, I guess, with Chelsea would be Sam Kerr.
Yeah, it's the saddest storyline as well, Susanna. This is big for Chelsea, coming off of a break in which, winter break, where they had distress in news of Sam Kerr tearing her ACL in Morocco during one of their warm weather trainings. Chelsea's top of the table. They've only dropped 5 points all season, which is really good for them at this point. They need that buffer ahead of Arsenal in the standings at this point. However, when you look at their match against West Ham in the FA Cup, it was slow starting. They looked disjointed. They didn't have a lot of pieces coming together. Perhaps that's due to a long break. They weren't playing games, and that loses an element of the team for them. But they're also without Sam Kerr, their leading goal scorer for a number of years. She's a superstar. And even head coach of the Blues, Chelsea, Emma Hayes, said, there's no one to replace Sam Kerr, no one in the world. And that is a big factor for this side in Chelsea. How are they going to be able to develop players and develop goals and goal-scoring opportunities? Against West Ham, they put Lauren James in the number 9 position. That failed miserably. She's not a 9. She dropped too deep in the midfield. She was clogging up the space for Fran Kirby. It didn't work well. They did sub in Mia Fischel around the 60-minute mark. 10 minutes later, she gets a goal. But she's only had 3 starts all year, Mia Fischel. So is that the answer for Chelsea at this point?
Well, if you've looked at Mia Fischel now getting opportunity, and with injury always comes opportunity, and for a young player who has shown talent, Emma Hayes obviously sees something in her. Do you see a correlation between her getting her chance and scoring goals with Chelsea, as well as moving over to the U.S. Women's National Team, and the void of clear out number 9 if Sophia Smith is playing on the wing and not the 9? Do you see that kind of being a little carrot for Mia Fischel?
Charlie, you know better than anyone that with availability is opportunity, and the fact that Mia Fischel is available does create opportunity for her. She has it in her hands. She has to be able to produce, right? As a number 9, you have to be able to create goal-scoring chances and find the back of the net. She's only done that twice with Chelsea. Now, she also hasn't played as many minutes as someone like a Sam Kerr, but frankly, that's the point. If you're coming off the bench and you're only getting 30 minutes a match, you have to be able to create chances. This is an opportunity for Fischel. If she gets the start this weekend, against Manchester United, can she score? Can she create a few opportunities, especially in the first 45 minutes? It has to be immediate for Fischel.
Mia Fischel is a name that I think a lot of people were unfamiliar with simply because she was playing in Liga MX Femenil for Tigres, and then making that transition to WSL. Can you kind of give people just a little snapshot of the type of player she is, and maybe kind of, the challenges of going from Liga MX to WSL?
Yeah, so she chose to go to Mexico and play after her collegiate career, and she became the number 1 goal scorer. She won the Golden Boot. She won championships with Tigres, and it was an opportunity for her really to grow her confidence as a striker and as a forward. She is strong on the ball. She's really good back to goal. She can check back and combine with the midfielders underneath of her. And with all her success in Liga MX Femenil, that opened up the opportunity to go to the best club in the Super League with Emma Hayes and with Chelsea as an opportunity for her to learn from Sam Kerr ahead of her and pick up some of the nuances of Sam Kerr's game, which is incredibly high IQ and movement off the ball and ability to adapt to any in-game situation. Now, Fischel has had the pleasure of playing with Sam Kerr, where a lot of focus is on Kerr. And so Fischel has a little bit more time and space. Now, Fischel has to be able to adapt to all the pressure being on her, being double-teamed in situations, especially against a United side that's going to look to stifle Chelsea's attack. So back to goal. goal, playing with players underneath. I mean, there's a lot of opportunity for Fischel, but she has to keep developing her game day in and day out.
That pumps me up. I'll tell you right now, that pumps me up. CONCACAF has got the strikers. I mean, Man City, Khadija Bunny Shaw doing it big, you know, hat trick. Do you see Man City or Arsenal catching Chelsea, given that Sam Kerr's out? Because she's...
I think there's a way better opportunity. I think City, you look at their attack, they're so potent right now. As you mentioned, Bunny Shaw, they've got Jill Roord, they've got Mary Fowler up there. This is a City side that in their last 4 comps, they've won 17 goals scored. They can score. They know how to do that. And when Chelsea loses their #1 goal scorer, you have to imagine City's eyes just got big.
What about United sitting in 4th? Potentially re-signing Mary Earps, extending that contract. And it feels like they need it, especially with the moves that NWSL have made. It feels like WSL need to make some big moves in keeping Mary Earps, who sold out kits. You know what I mean? That's a big move for a goalkeeper, especially in the women's game. Do you think this is going to be a big task for them?
Yes. United, they have to keep Mary Earps at this point. They did sign Fallon Tullis-Joyce, who was in the NWSL with Reign for a couple years. So they have backup goalkeepers, but frankly, that just needs to push Earps a little bit more. For United, they're 4 points off that #3 spot. That's where they're looking, right, to get into Champions League. It's going to be tight. It's going to be close for them. They've had a really up and down first half of the season, especially heading into the winter break. United has to tighten things up and shore up things on both ends of the field if they want to make a crack at the top 3.
Lisa.
Yeah, this was awesome, guys.
You're the best. Love having you at the desk. Thank you so much. Chelsea, Manchester United, Sunday, 7:30 a.m. Eastern on Paramount Plus. We are